In the earlier versions of Photoshop, whenever you wanted to create what's known as a layer mask, you would invoke it by clicking at the bottom of the layer panel. And it's this icon right here. So what we can do is we can use the mask panel to do the same thing for us. So as you see, I have this artwork. Let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff and I'll show one at a time. I have this background, which is just a filled layer with black. On top of that, I have this artwork from Photospin, which is a grid, and it has all kinds of numbers and things in it. And at the top of this stack, I have my artwork of my superhero, Falcon Shadow. And don't tell anybody, but I'm actually in that costume. Yeah, I fight crime when I'm not doing these tutorials. All right, so how does a layer mask work? Well, the masking concept is something that takes a little time to understand, especially if you're new to Photoshop. Photoshop gives you the ability to non-destructively hide and show portions of your image so you can see the image underneath it. In this case, this artwork. Notice how it's on a layer beneath this layer here with the character. So by applying a mask and painting with either black or white or gray, I can change how these pixels interact with the pixels underneath it. I'm going to click this icon right here to add a new mask. And notice the mask appears to the right of the character. This is where you'll do your painting, not on the actual artwork. I can click on either one. So if I want to paint on this guy, I can choose to click on this thumbnail, or I can click here to paint on the mask. I'm going to press D on my keyboard to go to black and white. And let me show you what the colors do. Black is going to allow me to paint through this object so I can see underneath it. I'll just do a little bit back here. Notice how I'm able to see now behind the character. And I'm painting away the pixels completely. I'll undo that, and I'll click on this swatch and choose gray. And I'll paint. Now I'm able to have a little bit of both worlds, where I'm only painting away 50% of that character, because I'm only using gray instead of a complete black or white. Now I'm going to press X on my keyboard, which will bring this white swatch to the foreground. And when I paint with white, it brings back the pixels that we painted away. This is all non-destructive because everything we're doing lives on this mask. I can always right-click on this mask and choose to disable it, and the effect is gone. The beautiful thing about this is I can always come back and right-click and enable it and continue to paint. This will stay with the file, so save your document as a PSD, and you can always come back and change your mind and work with it. So that is what a layer mask will allow you to do, to create transitions between one image into another and all kinds of really cool effects.